All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. From 2014 to 2020, there wasn't a team on the Formula One circuit that was going to slow down Mercedes as their top driver, Sir Lewis Hamilton, could not be stopped. Over that 7 year stretch, Mercedes drivers won seven Formula One championships, while the manufacturer would win seven constructors' titles. And six of those seven drivers' titles came courtesy of Hamilton. Hamilton was a man among boys as he'd consistently take home the checkered flag, which in most cases resulted in him clinching the series championship long before the season was done. But while Mercedes was dominating the Formula One circuit, Red Bull was hard at work seeking to close the gap and ultimately overtake the team and driver that had been dominating the sport. Red Bull was spending millions of dollars to develop the right engine and the right car that would be able to overtake Hamilton. And after spending all of that money on testing by Red Bull and developing, they also got themselves the right driver to do it. And over the last several years, Red Bull and Max Verstappen were chopping away at the dominance of Mercedes and Hamilton. And then by 2021, Verstappen was able to break through as he edged out Hamilton for the Formula One championship. And since then, the dominance that we once saw from Hamilton has now been transferred to Verstappen, who cruised to another championship in 2022, while he is well on his way to another landslide victory here in 2023. Things have definitely shifted for Hamilton and Mercedes as he finished sixth in the driver's standings last year, while he is currently in a battle with Fernando Alonso for third place. On the other hand, for Verstappen, excuse me, he has won each of the last eight races, and in the process, he's made it look very easy. So, of course, when you're seeing this dominance that we're seeing from Red Bull on the Formula One circuit. And of course, you think back to the dominance that Mercedes once had. Of course, the question is going to be, will Toto Wolff and Mercedes be able to close that gap on Red Bull? And the bottom line is the same way that Red Bull worked to chop away at Mercedes, Mercedes is going to have to do that and then some to get it back from Red Bull because I mean Red Bull they are just tearing it up right now. And of course, if you're Lewis Hamilton, you have that tie with the Holy Grail, if you will, as far as seven world championships with the great Michael Schumacher. Will Hamilton be able to break that tie as a racer? We got to wait and see. You hear about the contract stuff with Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes. More than likely, I do believe it gets worked out. That's just my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, will Hamilton be able to get back to that level for another championship? And then, of course, on the other side, will the dominance of Verstappen and Red Bull continue? Definitely here for 2023, at least. I think that dominance for Verstappen continues, but it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments and what improvement that Mercedes is going to be able to make going forward. We've heard Hamilton complain about at times about his car, and of course, you can see the frustration. And honestly, he's accustomed to winning, and of course, when you're accustomed to winning, you always want to win. And of course, even when Hamilton wasn't winning, if he took second or third, he wasn't as happy. Of course, if he didn't take home the checkered flag. And of course, this year Hamilton has not taken home a checkered flag. The best thing he's finished second twice in a race. But of course, like I said, Max Verstappen is just dominating everything because he has won all but one race so far this season. But with that said, this is Max Verstappen's time right now. At the end of the day, let's see if Hamilton and Mercedes can find a way to somehow reclaim the magic that they once had going forward. But right now, at least for the present moment, Max Verstappen, as far as Formula One, is the king of the mountain. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 pounds of sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.